Chapter 22. Logan, Allison, and Ben were forced to stand in the center of the now brightly lit carnival arena. Spotlights illuminated every corner, creating an atmosphere like a grand show. Their bodies were still weak and bruised, but the mascots couldn't care less. Surrounding them, the mascots stood in formation, laughing and grinning behind their terrifying masks. In front of them, the monkey mascot stood with the camera still recording. It hopped around excitedly, its voice echoing through the space. "All right, dear audience," the monkey called out enthusiastically. "Here's the next round of our show tonight, the duel for life. The rules are simple. One survivor faces off against one mascot. If the survivor wins, they save one of their comrades. But if they lose..." The monkey turned to the chicken mascot, which was laughing while swinging a long knife in its hand. "You know what will happen. And yes, to make this game fair, the same rules apply to our lovely mascots." Allison tried to stand tall, even though her knees were trembling. "You're all monsters," she said, her voice full of anger. "What the hell is your point?" The monkey turned toward Allison, now pointing the camera at her face, and laughed broadly. "This is turning into quite the entertaining show." "Entertaining? Go fuck yourself. There's nothing entertaining about this killing game." The monkey mascot ignored Allison's angry words. It stared into the camera, speaking directly to the unseen audience. And of course, about giving the viewers the best spectacle ever. Logan tried to step forward, but his body was still too weak. "This is insane," he muttered. "You're not going to stop no matter what we do." "Maybe not," the monkey replied, laughing. "But hey, you've got a chance, right? Now let's get started. Who wants to go first?" The three of them exchanged glances. None of them wanted to step forward, but they knew they had no choice. If they didn't play along, they'd all be killed on the spot. "I'll go," Ben said suddenly. His voice was calm, though fear was clearly visible in his eyes. "Ben, no." Allison tried to stop him, but Ben just shook his head. "I can't let you do it. If I fail, at least you two still have a chance." The monkey clapped happily. "Look at that, audience. A real hero." "But you're wrong, Ben. Didn't you listen to what I said? If you fail, your friend will be executed. This is a duel to save a friend's life. In other words, your friend won't get a chance." After repeating the rules, the monkey mascot laughed maniacally for a few seconds. "What? Damn, this is unbelievable. You volunteered, so there's no backing out. Now step forward to the center," the monkey said, his tone serious and threatening, as if to emphasize that Ben couldn't change his mind. Ben had no choice but to move forward, unable to back down now. Once the monkey saw Ben was complying, it continued. "All right, Ben. Let's see who your opponent is." The monkey gestured, and the lion mascot stepped forward. It dropped its flamethrower, replacing it with a large chain, a sharp hook glinting at the end under the spotlight. "Your opponent is the butcher lion," the monkey announced. "And to make this duel fair, you may take any weapon from our mascots. Oh, before you do anything unexpected, you three should know that we have snipers here, so if anyone is thinking of doing something outside the rules, you'd better not, because your heads will have a hole in them first." In other words, the monkey mascot was warning them that they couldn't hold hostages or attack any mascots outside of the duel. They were prohibited from any resistance that didn't follow the established rules. Snipers? There are snipers too, Allison thought, looking around. Damn, so from the beginning this was just a game and we're the stupid rats that have been played from the start, Logan thought, feeling increasingly frustrated. The arena was quickly set up. A large circle was drawn on the ground, and the other mascots stood outside the circle, ensuring no one could escape. The lion stood on one side, casually swinging its chain. Ben stood on the other side, unarmed, his only weapon a fragile resolve. "Are you sure you don't want to take a weapon?" the monkey mascot asked when it saw that Ben wasn't holding anything. Ben snorted and picked up a long piece of scrap metal. He would use that as his weapon. Meanwhile, Logan and Allison anxiously watched, their minds racing. Unfortunately, there was nothing they could do at the moment. If there really were snipers watching them from unseen places, then trying to move or take advantage of the situation to escape or at least do something would be futile. I didn't expect you to take that, but oh well, now the duel conditions are met, the monkey said, returning to his announcer role. Alright folks, the monkey spoke again. This battle will start in 3, 1, begin. The lion mascot immediately attacked, swinging its chain at Ben with great force. Ben jumped to the side, barely dodging the sharp hook as it struck the ground with a loud thud. Dust and broken concrete flew. Ben knew he couldn't defeat the lion with brute strength. He had to use speed and cunning, even though his body felt heavy and every movement caused pain. The lion attacked again, this time with a horizontal swing. Ben ducked, but the hook still grazed his shoulder, tearing the skin and making him scream in pain. Blood flowed, but he didn't give up. "Oh, look at that!" the monkey shouted with excitement. Then he yelled like a commentator. "Our survivor has gotten his first wound from this duel. It doesn't seem too serious, though I'm sure it hurts." Ben counterattacked, swinging the scrap metal at the lion's head. The lion backed up, but the metal still struck its shoulder, making it growl in anger. The fight became increasingly brutal. The lion continued to attack with its chain, while Ben fought back with his scrap metal. But it was clear that Ben couldn't hold on much longer. Every move felt slower, and the blood from his shoulder wound weakened him further. Finally, the lion managed to bring him down. Ben fell to the ground, the scrap metal slipping from his hand. The lion stood over him, its chain tightening around Ben's neck. It yanked the chain with great force, choking Ben as he thrashed in agony. "Ladies and gentlemen," the monkey cheered happily, "it looks like we have a winner." The monkey mascot quickly made its decision when it saw that Ben couldn't resist anymore. In this game, the combatants weren't immediately killed, but once it was clear they could no longer fight back, the duel would end. "No," Allison whispered when she saw Ben's defeat. The lion mascot released the chain, letting Ben's limp body drop to the ground. The monkey stepped forward, aiming the camera at Ben's bloodied face. "Damn, I'm not dead yet." Ben tried to get up, but then the monkey mascot stomped on his face. Unexpectedly, the stomp was so powerful that Ben groaned in pain. "Unfortunately, Ben failed in this duel," the monkey said in a mock-sad tone. "And you know what that means? Yes, one of his friends will be killed. That's our rule." The lion mascot yelled, grabbed its flamethrower, and shot fire into the air. The monkey gave a signal, and the chicken mascot stepped forward. It stood behind Logan, its knife ready in its hands. Of course, Logan tried to fight back, but the chicken mascot kicked into Logan's wound, making him groan in pain. "No!" Allison screamed, trying to rise, but the two other mascots held her back. "This is the rule, little girl. You don't move if you don't want your head to have a hole in it," the dog mascot warned Allison. No, don't kill him, take me instead," Allison struggled, but the two mascots held her tightly. Logan only stared at Allison, offering a weak, small smile. There was no use in resisting, so despite the pain, Logan chose to surrender. "It's okay," he said softly. "I'm ready." "Logan, no." The chicken mascot didn't wait any longer. It swung its knife at Logan's throat, blood spraying everywhere as Allison screamed at the top of her lungs upon witnessing the scene. Ben slammed the floor, feeling guilty that it was his actions that had led to Logan's brutal death. A quick death. Logan was dead the instant the knife struck. His body fell, his eyes wide open but empty. The monkey laughed loudly, hopping around with glee. "Look at that, audience. Another survivor falls. Are you satisfied?" Allison could only cry, her body trembling as she saw Logan lying lifeless. The two mascots who had been holding him released his body. This round wasn't over, and she knew the next turn would come soon.